Good morning, everyone. This is All Media Access News. Today, I just want to be talking about domestic violence and, you know, healthy relationships, and based my opinion and see what type of opinion and comments you guys have. But basically, the generation that we live in, a lot of people always go through their ups and downs, and in the beginning, everything is always cool and nice and easy, and then sometimes either one person becomes too controlling or the other one becomes too disrespectful or too violent, and this generation is just out of hand. Things aren't being dealt with with respect and the way it should be, as far as um, talking things out and getting help. Me personally, growing up as a kid, I had to see my own mother go through it, and I'm 100% against it. I have three sisters of my own that I love and I've always protected, and I always give them the best advice. And sometimes when you're in a relationship, there's a lot of jealousy and controlling instead of talking things out and getting help, or you think you know a person but you actually don't. It's like you always learn things from a person, whether it's their good side or their bad side. But at the same time, you never know how things are gonna end up. I've seen a lot of things on the news as far as, men killing women and women killing men, and it's out of control. I always tell people, if you can't be together, you know, then leave each other. Good morning, Myra. Good morning, everyone that's tuned in. A lot of yous probably have been in a situation, in a crazy relationship. People don't talk things out anymore. It's like you can't have friends and you can't have a life. You feel like you're under control, or you feel like you're forced to be with somebody because you have kids with them or you married to them, or you just don't know how to break away from that type of relationship. Like, I know a few people that go through that type of stuff, and I always give them my piece of advice. A lot of people turn to drinking or smoking, or just getting out of control just to heal themselves. And I think getting help is the toughest thing for a lot of people to do, because in order for you to get help and overcome the situations you're going through, you have to admit to yourself that you're in a bad situation. Love is not supposed to hurt, and a person that you with is supposed to respect you, commit themselves to you, be loyal to you, respect you, and know how to deal with you. I mean, as far as women are sensitive, but when you have a good woman, you gotta keep her, you gotta treat her the way she deserves to be treated, and it goes both ways, because there are men that do get abused and get mistreated, and a lot of them just stay in the relationship because they so used to the things that are going on. But the best thing about fixing a relationship is that you're able to sit down. But the worst thing you could do when you're going through something is going out there and telling all the wrong people, because that's how they know your business. You know what I'm saying? You don't want people to know your business. You don't want them to know what's going on, because that's how gossip starts. And then you're wondering how everybody knows what's going on. Like I said, me personally, I grew up around it, and I'm against it 100%. I never been in that situation. When things didn't work out for me, I just told the person I couldn't deal with it anymore at all. You know, I try to be as respectful as I can, because you should never call a woman out of her name. Like, men have that issue, with calling them out of their name and being very disrespectful. and it shouldn't be that way. You know, you women deserve respect and trust. And I was taught that, you know, like my mom always told me, look, a woman is gonna do what she's gonna do regardless, whether it's in front of you or behind you. You know, she's always gonna try to find a way to, you know, do whatever it is that she's gotta do to you. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta watch your surroundings. Everybody's not your friend, but like I said, if you in a situation where it's physically, verbally, and you know, abusive, then you got to get yourself out of there. You know, that bothers me a lot because people feel like talking it out with other people is gonna help. And like I said, men go through it too. I know a few men that should they get abused by their own woman, and they stay because they don't have nowhere to go or because they have kids with them. You know, they feel like they being taken advantage of, and it just gets out of control. You know, I've seen a lot of things happen, and someone always ends up in jail. Like, there's a lot of relationships where there's restraining orders, and they're still together. You know, they're still together instead of separating. You know, that's the worst thing you could do. You know, restraining order, like, that's not a good look. When you have kids, you try to work it out for the kids, but at the same time, it's like, what are you teaching them? You're supposed to be a prior example to them. You're not supposed to, you know, teach them things that they're gonna grow up to possibly be. You gotta teach them the respect, and you gotta teach them to love. And us men, you know, we have to keep our composure and our respect level the way it should be because we have a mother, and we wouldn't want our mother or our sisters, you know, going through any type of abuse. You know, I volunteer sometimes at a center where a lot of domestic violence occurs, and you know, I always base my opinion because you know I'm very truthful and honest, and I give them a piece of my story. Like, I never been through it, but I tell them, you know, if you're unhappy with someone, you shouldn't be with them. You should learn how to just separate yourself from that. But, you know, I always hear that, you know, oh, you know, he'll find me, he knows where I live, you know, he comes inside my house, he harasses me, he texts me, and it's like, you try to tell someone things that they can do to break away from a relationship, but do they really want to break away from it? They really don't. They really don't, you know. And when somebody ends up hurt, that's when people start to say, you know, she could have came to me, he could have came to me and talked it out. Now, one is in jail and one is dead, and the kids are left to be placed in the system. So, you know, the cycle never changes. It continues. You know, so I give a lot of credit to women that are strong and you know, have been taking care, but they have to take care because nowadays, these women don't really need to be in a relationship, like, especially when they have kids. Most of them stay alone. And the way social media is nowadays, like I was telling my friend yesterday, it's so quick for you to get cheated on, or it's so quick for you to be betrayed, and it's so quick for you to be, you know, exposed and your business put out there. So you have to be really careful. But, you know, smoking and drinking when you're going through an argument only makes it worse because not only you hurting yourself, but you taking it out on someone that doesn't deserve it. So if you can't appreciate the person you're with and it's not working out, you just gotta go your own separate ways. Nobody is obligated to stay together. Nobody's forced to be together. If you guys can't get along, then you should just go your own way and just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Leave it at that. Like, what's the hardest thing to do than ending something that's not healthy for you, and voice your opinion. Sometimes when I go and I meet some of my friends that are paralegals and stuff like that, and legal aids and stuff, I see a line full of women ready to pull out restraining orders, and you hear all types of stories, and I just be shaking my head, and I just be praying to God none of my sisters, or my daughter ever goes through that, because I really don't know what I would do. That's why I talk to them and I sit down with them and I express myself and I tell them, listen, it's hard to argue. In every relationship, you're gonna argue. In every relationship, you're gonna go through your ups and downs, but you have to keep it together. You have to do your shit privately. You can't be out there screaming and yelling like a nutcase to cause attention to yourself and things get out of hand. It's just uncalled for. I don't believe in it. Like I said, I never been through it. When it don't work out, it just don't work out. Good morning, Bianca. But as a man, you have to learn how to respect a woman. Hello, Yolanda. You must always respect a woman and give her space. Like sometimes women are just in a bad mood, or it's just not their day. Like buy them flowers, cook for them, take them out. They're put under a lot of pressure, especially when you with someone and you have kids with them. Like, you know, you can never stop dating the person that you're with because, the relationship gets boring. You stay together just because you're used to each other and you're really miserable inside. And you just better off staying by yourself if you don't think that you're prepared for something serious. And let it be known, like my mom always told me, let it be known. If you're going to be with somebody, tell them you're going to be with them. If you're not going to be with them and not take them serious, just let them know. You know what I'm saying? Because the worst thing you could deal with is a liar. A liar, a cheater, or, a deceiver, a person that just is completely out of control. Like nowadays, it's all about looks. And I guess this is why a lot of young females go through these types of abuse because they just look at a female, they just look at a man based on how he looks instead of who he is inside. Like, there's no more morals for people. They're just losing, their morals. It just doesn't make any sense. Thank you, thank you, Rita. But I want to know what you guys think as far as, unhealthy relationships and domestic violence. Like, have you guys ever been through a situation like that? And what did you do to get yourself out of it? I want you guys to be able to voice your opinion as well. Every Saturday, I'm gonna do like story time and talk about different topics as well. But I want you guys to voice your opinion. If you know somebody or if you ever been through it, what exactly would you do if you was in an unhealthy relationship? Yes, I have. I got out of mine. Well, that's a good thing, Jolanda, and I'm sure that you're happier now than you was before, because that's really important. Like, people just see themselves happier by themselves nowadays because you're not in control anymore, where that shit gets annoying. When you're with somebody that's texting you every 5 minutes, where you going, what you doing, who you with, when you coming back, like, especially when you're dealing with somebody that ain't doing shit for you. and ain't even doing anything for themselves. Like, a relationship takes two people. Two people should be working, two people should be independent. Like, one person's not supposed to depend on the other. Like, relationships don't work that way. You know, I've seen females where they'll get involved with a guy that isn't doing anything for himself. The relationship goes 2, 3 years, and that's all they really mention. When I met him, he wasn't shit, and he wasn't doing anything for himself, and he didn't have a job, and all he does is hang out and hang with his friends, and like, you knew all of this from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to get to know a person before you get involved with them. Like, we definitely way too old to be starting over. Like, that's why a lot of people are staying by themselves, because if you're in your 30s already and you already been through hell and back, it's like, do you really have another 10, 20 years to give somebody to end up at your 50s and end up all alone and miserable? Like, it's just ridiculous. Rock stars, hi Jay. I know sometimes it's not this easy, but just move out and avoid them at all costs at that point. But some people thrive on drama. Exactly. Just like Rockstar said, people actually do thrive on drama. Like, what's the point? What's the point of being involved in a situation that you shouldn't be in? It only gets worse. You know, I don't think there's a woman or a man in this world that has never gotten cheated on. It's not like back in in our grandparents' day, where they stood together 20, 30 years, had 6, 7, 8, 9 kids, and now times have changed. It's not the same anymore. People don't sit down and talk and communicate. They want to talk with their hands, and they want to disrespect each other, and they think that that's the way of being in a relationship. But it's just crazy. Me, I've always been, somewhat overprotective with my sisters, because I had to see my mom go through it. And my mom is an amazing person of, abuse and not being able to defend her the way I wanted to. The way I could now. So it's crazy, but you got to get yourself help. And you got to get yourself out of that situation. And you can't stay there because you feel like that's the only person that's going to accept you and want you for who you are. If you being disrespected and mistreated and abused, you're just going to have to separate yourself from that. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. I'm trying to see who else is on. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you ever been in a situation like that you couldn't get out of, and you felt like you was, being put under control? I'm trying to make sure my live is working. going on. You guys' opinion and see what you guys think. Feel like you're being lied to, then cheated on, and you have evidence about it. It's hard because you know you could trust someone and then lose that trust for them, but it would never be the same. Once you lose trust for a person, it's like losing respect for them. Mm, I'm gonna have to go back on live on my laptop because this stuff is acting up. So I'm gonna need a few minutes and I'll definitely get back on. Hey, good morning, Erica. How you doing? But relationships come a long way, and either two people are gonna respect each other and be committed and be loyal. You're just gonna have to get yourself out of that situation. That's just how I see it. That's why I wouldn't get myself involved unless I know it's gonna be something serious instead of getting myself involved in something that I'm gonna regret in the long run. Just doesn't make any sense. People have to respect each other. All that arguing in the street and arguing and screaming and yelling at home when you have kids and stuff like that, you're supposed to be a role model to them. Erica, I'm doing good, hanging in there. Enjoy my. I actually enjoyed your video as well. Everybody, make sure you guys follow Erica Fuller. She has a YouTube channel. She's really good at what she does, and she definitely talks about a lot of important things that you guys could really pay attention to. Like I said, I voice my opinion. When I see things like that, when I see how men just take the time to be arguing and disrespecting each other, shit get out of hand, like, or there's a lot of women that even, like, I've heard it all. There's women that actually get forced to, like, have sex with the person they with. Like, no means no. Even though you with her and you have kids with her or you married to her, like, if she says no, it's just no. take your ass to sleep or take a cold shower. Like, you shouldn't have to force a woman to be intimate with you if she doesn't want to be intimate. She's not comfortable with it. Like, learn how to respect. I'm definitely tired of that shit. I do not respect domestic violence at all. At all. That's a coward move. Seriously. If somebody don't want to be with you, they just don't want to be with you. Like, take your shit and go. If I was in a relationship with somebody and I was living with them and they tell me, hey, they don't want to be with me, I'm getting my shit, I'm out. I ain't gonna stay there. I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's embarrassing when they tell you straight up, I don't love you, I don't want to be with you no more, and your ass is still there. Like, get your stuff and just go. Like, you know, they start with the squatter rights and all this bullshit. Like, just get your stuff and go. You know what I'm saying? Don't light fire to the flame. Like, two people are not, they're not obligated to be together. And it's vegan. But for men out there, learn how to respect a woman, treat her the way she deserves to be treated. You know, love her, care for her, commit yourself to her, and know that every woman is not the same. And that no woman, no matter what she does, she doesn't deserve to get abused or verbally, you know, disrespected or called out of her name. You know what I'm saying? If you're not happy with her, just keep it moving. Don't obligate or force her. Like, I see men doing that nowadays. You know, they'll say, if you're not with me, you can't be with anybody else. Like, go screw yourself. You know what I'm saying? She's not obligated to be with you. And at the same time, you know, I'm speaking in general. Like, there's men out there that all they want to do is spend time. Spend time. Like, get your shit together. You want a woman to respect you, get a job, get a life. You know what I'm saying? Do your part. Domestic violence is just not man on women. Women can get physical as well, my son. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I was I was shit. I was involved with a female that was kind of, kind of not up there. And I thank God I got myself out of that situation. You know, she was way too controlling and obsessive and disrespectful. Shit, I was like, what the hell did I get myself involved in? Because, you know, there's a lot of good men out there that actually work, are independent, treat a woman the way she deserves to be treated. But people always mixing the past with the present. You know, it's like you try to come into somebody's life and change their life, but a lot of women are also traumatized. They feel like, you know, the new person they with is gonna go through the same thing they went through in their past, and it shouldn't be like that. I've been through that situation. Like, that's the biggest turn off for me, honestly. Like, if I'm talking to somebody and I'm trying to get involved with somebody, and all they talking about is their ex and their baby father, and you know, it's just ridiculous. We all have a past. You know, a lot of people, you know, they ruin relationships because of that. They mix the past with the present, and it definitely shouldn't be like that. It should be a respect level, and That's why it's not easy dealing with somebody younger than you. You know, it's always good to deal with people, with someone older than you. Like, that's what I give my male friends the best advice. Get yourself an older woman. Like an older woman don't argue. Older woman, she knows how to treat a man and respect a man. Like, women are smarter than men, in my opinion. To be honest with you, it's just the ones you come across and the ones that you actually deal with. And like I said, there are good men out there. Shit, I'm one of them. But I don't tolerate that BS. Like, I got myself out of a relationship about a year and a half ago. I couldn't deal with that headache. Mm-mm. I'm not the arguing type. I don't like to argue. I don't like to, you know, get all wild up and stuff like that. I say to myself, this ain't working. Just come to your senses. Like, it's just not working. When you meet somebody good, just treat her right, treat him right. But don't force yourself to be something you're not. Hurting people hurt people. Exactly. Erica's right about that. Doesn't make no sense. I was in a 7-year relationship. In the beginning, everything was great. Everything was sweet until it just went downhill. And I started noticing, like, wait a minute. She started with the cheating and the lying and then the disrespect, you know, trying to break my stuff and the whole nine. I wasn't with that stuff. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, everyone that's on here today. I really appreciate you guys being up this morning with me. But I really wanted to talk about this topic because I am against domestic violence. I hate it so much. I hate it with a passion. Not only because I grew up, see my mom go through it, and my mom is amazing. I love my mom to death. But because I'm just tired of seeing it, hearing it. And I'm really tired of women making excuses on why they should stay in a relationship. And they get a restraining order and then they still with the person. Like, and men, like I said, men go through it too. Why are you gonna put yourself in that position? Stay your ass by yourself. I mean, all you guys that are watching now, I'm sure you feel better by yourself. Sometimes you want that companionship, you want that love, you know. You want to get your groove on, but shit, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it at all. You know what I'm saying? I've been by myself this long. I really don't miss any of that stuff. Hell no. I look at it as shit. I dodged a bullet. Like, I ain't trying to go through that BS. Even if I get involved, I gotta be independent. Like, I gotta have my own stuff like I have now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my own place to live.